Daytime Update. A report by the Competition Commission has found that the number of farmers in the country is declining, with a notable drop since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. And those that remain, and especially small-scale farmers, face ongoing challenges. We're joined now by President of Black Farmers Association of South Africa, Dr. Lennox Mtshagi, to discuss what interventions there are for the farmers. Dr. Mtshagi, good to have you on the Daytime Update today. Talk to us about the state of farmers in South Africa pre-COVID-19 and juxtapose that to the situation where they find themselves in now.
Good afternoon to you and the viewers. The situation is very bad for black farmers, especially with this pandemic. Most of our farmers are not farming because there was no financial support from the government side to the farmers. And on top of it, those that were on the upper hand are enjoying the fruits, and we as those that are on the lower end are not. We are not making money because of being failed by the government. The government made a lot of promises to uplift small-scale farmers, and up to date, there's nothing coming.
So talk to us about, Dr. Mtshagi, about the exact dynamics here. What is the challenge? Is the challenge because government has not made funds available for farmers? Or is it because farmers who are on perhaps more entry-level, on the lower rung of their financing, don't have the requisite skills or abilities to be able to access the funding that is available to them?
We hear about this funding. This funding does not come to the people. And another thing, it's not about these lockdowns also contributed a lot. Because if you can remember, our people are selling as vendors. They harvest and go and sell. Or vendors are buying from them, it's vice versa. So when there was this lockdown, people that have already harvested could not sell, and everything goes to waste. Those that were living through breeding their pigs and that also took a deep knock, you know, and all those things. You will be very shocked. There was also swine flu in the Western Cape. The Western Cape government is paying, is compensating our farmers 100 rand per pig. Where did you hear about that? What can a farmer do with 100 rand? You know, all those things are things that made this farming business of black farmers worse than before, you know. And we are trying to talk to the minister. Many times we are asking the president of FUSA, Ronnie McKenzie, the late Dr. Mahlati, Ndate of NAFU, Ndate Matlala was also part of that. We have asked many times for a relief fund for farmers, you know, and that did not come up to date, you know. There's lots of promises that are there, but money does not come to us, you know. At some point, there was money that was coming from the foundation of Motsepe. That money never reached us. We don't know what happened.
So talk to us about those logistics, Dr. Mtshagi. Why is it that the money that is supposed to be coming to you does not actually reach you?
I cannot explain that, you know, because every time we try to find out about these monies, we get nowhere, you see. And also, in other provinces, our farmers were compensated, like in your Eastern Cape. Farmers did get something in the Eastern Cape. Some also in the Joburg area did get something, you know, but the other areas, farmers are not getting, you know. Talking about the Western Cape does not cater for black African farmers, you know. And so I'm not talking about the Western Cape, you know. That is why we want, when we are going to have a meeting again with the minister, the black farmers' money must go to the associations so that the associations can deal with these problems without having these political problems, you know, like the Western Cape. Western Cape really does not cater for black people.
And what is the current structure for the disbursement of funds and for the application of funds? At the moment, do farmers have to apply as individual businesses or individual farmers? And is there a role of facilitation, perhaps, that is played by the Black Farmers Association?
We, as the Black Farmers Association and AFUSA, we do address these problems from national. And national make promises, and nothing is coming to us. You know, we're living on promises, and promises is something that you cannot live on, because at the end of the day, you've got your laborers to take care of, you've got your debts to take care of, and that's why most of our farmers are out. I think also when these funds are distributed, they go to the wrong hands. People that don't have a passion of farming and all that, so they will delay you until you give up, you know. So these are things that we want the government to make sure when they deploy people, they put the right people in correct places, not people that know nothing about farmers to run agriculture, you know. This is a serious problem that we are facing as black farmers. And most of us are deciding to close and move on with their lives, you know. And it's very painful to see farmers that were about to get there, and then the pandemic put them off, you know. And the government is taking too long to assist.
I'd like to try and connect the dots here, Dr. Mtshagi, because one of the mainstays, even during the pandemic, was food supply. That pipeline had to remain open. Food had to be transported to places like grocery stores where citizens and South Africans were able to buy and purchase the food. Which areas from your value chain were most affected by the pandemic that have actually affected the farmers to this extent?
The most affected was the Eastern Cape. People in the Eastern Cape that are farmers, they don't have a direct link to supply to retailers. They live on selling to the vendors on the streets and selling to schools that are doing the feeding scheme programs. So, and hospitality. Those are the most affected farmers of the Black Farmers Association, and FUSA and NAFO as well, AFASA, all of us, we are affected. I'm not going to say only the two associations that are working together and the rest did not get affected. All of us, AFASA, NAFO, FUSA, Black Farmers Association, took a knock, you know. And in order for us to recover, it will take not less than 3 years for the farmers to recover.
Dr. Mtshagi, we'll leave it at that for this afternoon. Thank you very much for painting that picture and making it clear that it's not the farmers really who supply to large retailers that seem to have been most affected by COVID-19, but those smaller scale farmers who are supplying to vendors, supplying to school children. As we know, the impact of COVID-19 did make itself felt on those levels as well. That was the president of the Black Farmers Association of South Africa, Dr. Lennox Mtshagi, discussing the need there for various interventions amid the many challenges that are affiliated with farmers.